Hey guys, sorry I didn't post a video last week. If you follow my newly made Snapchat, you know that I was in Hawaii for a wedding. And no, I'm not saying that just to plug my Snapchat. I hate it when people are constantly promoting their own Snapchat. Follow Ryan. The real Ryan Higa. Follow. So yeah, I was in Hawaii for a wedding. Kinda why I'm so dark right now. So I apologize for not posting. And also I'm sick. But anyway, today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about having to break bad news to people. It's literally one of the hardest things that you have to do in life. Yet it's something that we all have to do. I honestly think it's harder to deliver bad news to someone than it is to actually receive it. And if you've been in that situation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Breaking bad news to people just sucks. It's one of the worst feelings ever. Which is why I came up with this video, to not just help you, but myself as well. Here's some tips and techniques to make it a little easier on you guys the next time you have to break bad news to someone. Take a look. First up, we got probably the most common technique that people use. The good news and bad news technique. If you have to deliver bad news to people, you gotta give them some good news as well to cheer them up. Because no matter how bad the bad news is, there's always good news. You just have to find it.
I got some good news and bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Give me the bad news.
Well, you know how I just left to go get us lattes from Starbucks?
Yes?
Well, in the parking lot, I kinda hit a kid.
What? Are you serious?
I mean, I fled the scene, but they definitely have your license plate on file, and they're probably on their way here now.
Are you kidding me right now?
But there's still good news.
How could there possibly be any good news?
I got the lattes. Oh yeah, that's right. They spilled when I hit that kid.
The fake out technique. Now there's different levels of bad news. Obviously some are worse than others. For this technique, all you have to do is give fake terrible news right before you give the actual bad news. So by comparison, the actual bad news is not that bad.
Hey G?
Yeah?
They're not making a Frozen 2.
Oh, well, that sucks.
And also, I kinda ran over your dog on the way here.
What?
But wait, before you get mad, they are making a Frozen 2. Your dog's still dead though.
The cliche technique. One of the worst ways you can break bad news to someone is by just surprising them. With this technique, you're gonna give them a warning that bad news is coming so that they can mentally prepare for it. All you have to do is start your conversation off with a very cliche line such as,
yeah, there's no easy way to say this, but indubitably, what is that word?
Indubitably.
Yeah, that. It means, to be without a doubt or for sure.
I know what it means, but why are you trying to say it?
Oh, because your girlfriend's cheating on you.
What? Are you sure?
Indubitably. Indubitably. Man, there really is no easy way to say that word.
the good news, bad news, and even worse news technique. Sometimes when you have really, really bad news, you don't want to overwhelm the person, so you're gonna want to break it up into pieces. With this technique, you give it to them in parts. So instead of giving them extremely awful news, you just give them bad news and even worse news. And like we mentioned earlier, it doesn't hurt to sprinkle a little good news in there. It wasn't a sprinkle, I don't know what that was.
So, I have some good news, some bad news, and some even worse news. What would you like to hear first?
The good news, I guess?
Well, the good news is that your son is still alive, so...
Oh my god, still alive? What happened?
Well, that's the bad news. Do you want to know that now, or I thought you wanted the good
What
news?
does it matter? Tell me what happened.
Okay, well, the bad news is your son has been hit by a car in a Starbucks parking lot.
Why didn't you tell me that immediately?
Well, you asked for the good news first, not the bad news.
Saying he's still alive without even knowing isn't good news.
Well, you haven't even heard the even worse news yet.
How could it be worse?
Well, the even worse news is that I lied about the good news.
Huh?
He's dead.
Just have fun with it. Now if you still can't figure out how to use these techniques, I made it even easier. I asked a bunch of you on Twitter for some of the worst news that you ever had to break. And judging by those tweets, I came up with some of the most common situations that people find themselves in when they have to break bad news. Here are some pre-made examples that you guys can use when you're in that situation. Like when grandma's tests come in.
You got your grandmother's test results back and, well, she passed.
So she's going to be okay?
No.
But you just said she passed and she got an A.
Yeah, A+. Way.
A plus way.
She passed it, way.
The worst news you could possibly break at a wedding.
And you, Dana, do take Gregory to be your husband.
I do.
And by the power invested in me, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
Wait, I have something to say. I have terrible news. There's no easy way to say this, so...
Ow!
The Wi-Fi is down. When she refuses to give Star Wars a chance.
What are you doing?
You know how I love Star Wars and I believe in the Force?
Yes.
And ever since we've been married, I've been trying to get you to finally watch it.
I'm still not going to.
Right, which is why I believe this belongs to you.
What is that? What?
May divorce be with you.
When you get her to break the bad news for you. You can't just do the same move over and over.
I'm so witty. Hey, you're cheating!
I really am, though.
and it's the highlight of his day.
The park is closed today.
When you're the boss.
Sir, what are you doing?
I'm gonna light this ring around you on fire.
Why?
Because I'm firing you.
What?
Okay, obviously these are jokes. I took it a little too far. You're not gonna light someone on fire. This video actually started off kind of realistic, and then I had too much fun with it. Sorry, guys. But anyway, the truth is there is no easy way to break bad news to someone. Best way you can do it is by just getting straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush. It's like ripping off a band-aid. You just do it one time really fast and get it over with. And you also hope that you're not hairy, because that hurts more.
Look, I have to get back to work in 10 minutes. What is it?
It'll be quick, I promise.
Okay, well then what's up?
So I have some bad news.
What is that?
Your newspaper, it got wet outside, so it's pretty bad news now.
You scared me for a second. I thought you really meant bad news.
Well, to be honest, I actually do have more bad news. From your neighbor's lawns. I don't know, do you want to give this to them or? Okay. But listen, there is something I need to tell you, and it's pretty upsetting.
Upsetting? What is it?
I just told you, it's upsetting. You're kind of slouching. You really should sit up because your back, it's not good for your back, you know?
Oh, okay.
But anyway, the real reason why I called you out here is because, well, your parents, it's not looking good.
My parents? What do you mean it's not looking good?
Your parents, they've definitely seen better days.
What happened?
It's just, your parents, it's just a bit messy.
Messy. Just tell me, what happened? What is it?
Okay, fine, it's your hair.
My hair? What does this have to do with my
What are
parents?
you talking about? It? Your hair has everything to do with your appearance. I think it's your hair. It could also be your posture. You kind of slouching again? You went back to doing... Want me to tell you something upsetting again so you remember to, you know...
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Well, I mean, that's two different answers. It's no and yes, because no, I'm not kidding you, and yes, I am serious. You are still slouching.
Is this supposed to be funny to you? Is this supposed to be a joke? Breaking bad news is not supposed to be funny.
Well, I know that. It's under drama. Or is it thriller?
What?
Suspense? Yeah, Breaking Bad. I know it's not a comedy. It's not supposed to be funny. It's like a serious show. And you do know the show's over, right? So there's no new episodes, so it wouldn't be under the new category.
I'm done.
Wait, where are you going?
I'm going back to work. I'm so over this. You made me worry for nothing. You made it seem like you were going to give me bad news and you didn't.
I mean, technically I did give you bad news, remember? Your neighbor's bad news too.
Goodbye.
Okay, fine. Gee, just wait. Okay, I really do have something important to tell you.
I swear to God, Ryan, if this is another
No, it's
joke.
not. It's not, okay? It really isn't. Look, I'm sorry. I guess I just made all these jokes because I don't know how to break bad news to people, and I just hate seeing people get upset, especially people I actually care about.
It's part of life, Ryan. Everyone has to do it.
I know.
I can take it. You just have to be honest with me and stop with the joking around.
Okay, well, earlier in the video, it wasn't a joke. I lied.
Something really happened to my parents?
Oh, no, not that.
Are you really cheating on me?
No, of course not.
Then what is it?
Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is I already talked to your boss, and he said you don't have to go back in today given the circumstances.
Okay, what are the circumstances?
Well, that's the bad news. You know those bad newspapers from earlier?
What about them?
They weren't actually soggy from the rain outside.
Huh?
He's firing you.
What?
So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you want to see bloopers and behind the scenes, click the one on the left. If you want to see the previous video, click the one on the right. And if not, then you don't have to do anything. Just log onto your phone, go on to Snapchat, and check out...
Real Ryan Higa.